Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for DreamHack Masters Spring. This time we're going to be jumping over to the Asian region. It is Tyloo taking on ViCi today, and we're going to be bringing you the pre-match. Of course, again, I am joined by Pilski and Karath. It is going to be a time as well, because these two teams, they're certainly 1 and 2 here in the Chinese region. But the question is, who's at the top and who's second?
It's a good question. You said you're jumping over into the Asian region. I wouldn't advise any kind of air travel in that direction. That's pretty ambitious of you, Mac. But I'm actually pretty excited for this game. The last time I watched these two teams played, it was the series that triggered me the most in recent memory.
I remember that. Yeah, because look, all of us went into that, right? The last time that these two teams faced off was at the Road to Rio, and I remember we were going, "Yep, ViCi Gaming looking pretty good so far. Tyloo looking a little bit shaken on their fundamentals. The games that they won, it was just kind of like, all right, let's just do Tyloo things. Let's just W and mouse one."
I mean, in the group stage of that tournament, they legit almost lost to a team called Camel Riders at one point, and then managed to beat ViCi Gaming. So
the thing is, you didn't get to watch Camel Riders. That was me and Kev covering all the Camel Riders games. They looked pretty good. Considering, look, you're writing them off because they're, you know, from the Middle East. You just expect them not to have it. But they played really well.
Hey, we didn't write them off. I said, let's see what they have here.
No. Him.
Oh, him. Yeah.
We got to see it.
Yeah, Mitch is a bit of a hater. I remember the car trips we were talking a little bit. Look, the context here, right, is that instead of us going...
That's classified information.
That's classified information.
You can't tell people that after a 6-7 hour broadcast, I just scream obscenities about
you don't scream obscenities. We have a discussion afterwards, and this is not really contextual. If you want to learn more about the chats that we have, make sure you follow @PilskiCast on Twitter and @KarathCS on Twitter, because that's where you get some more insightful information outside of the broadcast.
Yeah, and you can stop emailing my business email asking me for betting advice. I don't have any.
Well, at least you're getting something. I get no fan letters at all whatsoever. Oh. So, look, we've gone a little bit off tangent there, but obviously why we're trying to bring that up in the first place was that Tyloo were struggling against teams that we were considering, look, they're not really the strongest inside the region. Right, a bit of a roundabout way on how we got here. And ViCi, they were looking absolutely dominant, but when it came to the finals time, it was Tyloo's time to shine. So it's been a month since then.
Well, we are talking about both teams, but let's have a closer look at Tyloo and their lineup that they are going to be playing with tonight here in DreamHack Masters. So we saw them the other day. It's the same guys, the same killers. Here, it's going to be Dan King, Somebody, Slowly, Summer, and Attacker. All 5 of the men can use an AWP, as well as the manager, apparently.
Yes. Look, if you're going to keep anything in mind when you're looking at this Tyloo roster, since they put Freeman and Zeta on the bench and went full China, it's the fact that this team has very much been a slow ramp up. When they came into Road to Rio, like we said, they struggled in the groups. They really struggled against ViCi in that first map. But they seem to be improving, and they seem to be striving for a more fundamentally sound version of CS, as opposed to just the Tyloo chaos of the last couple of years. They really are trying to play structured and proper Counter-Strike, and it's showing.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's sometimes the Tyloo Counter-Strike that I want to see, right? Because that's when they first came into the scene, it was just, all right, we're taking fights over here, we're taking fights over there. And sometimes the meta just shifts back in that way. You can say structure and whatnot, but sometimes you just need people fighting. I just think Fnatic, right? When you're just taking fights multiply across the board, you're taking fights at A, you're taking fights at B. You have the players on Tyloo that can do that, try to create this chaos and try to really disrupt any plans. That's their key to success in my mind.
At the same time, though, if they can sort of create a synthesis of those two styles in the future, that's when they can really hit another level and become a very, very scary team.
Well, so far, so good. From what we've seen from Tyloo, they have been doing a fantastic job with this fresh lineup. You know, Dan King had a bit of a slow start in the lineup, but the other day there in the upper bracket, round 1, he was certainly firing on all guns. And if that same thing happens again tonight, ViCi could be in trouble.
Yeah, I think Dan King's great, to be honest. I know that he had some inconsistencies in Road to Rio, but it's his first bloody tournament with Tyloo, you know, first proper go where he only really had like one map in a qualifier or something previously, or maybe played some Chinese tournaments online or something like that. So he's definitely a player that I'm keeping my eye on. He had an insane level of consistency at this level, and he's definitely shown that he can be a very, very top player in this region. And on Tyloo, starting to realise that potential more consistently as time goes on.
Well, that's enough about Tyloo. We have to have a quick look at ViCi as well before we get into the vetoes, get into the matchup. Look, we had a bit of a long one to kick things off tonight, and the second one surely is probably going to go to 3 as well. So here's ViCi. You got Zoking, Kaze, Advent, Jamyoung, and Orman, all of which can perform on the given day. It's just a matter of who's going to be doing the giving today. Jamyoung was looking very, very sharp 2 days ago.
Look, all I'm saying is Jamyoung is my favourite player, and just don't even at me at that. He's actually the best player inside Asia at this stage, and I really want to see this guy actually perform at international level as well. He just looks so good at this stage, and you see so many times ViCi Gaming, they're really far behind on some of their players on kills, like Zoking starts falling behind, but Jamyoung is just this rocket consistency. Look, we talk about Kaze as well being the key for ViCi Gaming taking a lot of these victories, but he's very inconsistent. When he's on, yeah, definitely one of Asia's finest with the AWP, and it's going to be so good watching him face up against Dan King in this matchup. This is really, like, it's once again another like Sterling versus Sicko, really superstar AWPers just going ham to ham against each other.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see what happens when we get down to it. But look, Kaze, he's just on fire right now, the Malaysian superstar. Has there been anyone that can really go toe-to-toe with him when he's on his day?
Not when he's on his day, but there's a big difference between Kaze sort of milling along and just going, 15 for 15 or like 20 for 15 or something, and him actually taking over the game when he's feeling it. He's a player that he can definitely pick up an AK on the T side and get a little bit more aggressive and get in the face of his opponents and have some big impact. I really have my eye on him as to whether he's going to be in that aggressive kind of a mood or whether he's going to play a little bit too reserved to be able to pick up the series against Tyloo, because he could be a big difference maker.
Well, it is time to have a quick look at the vetoes before we get into the match. So I won't keep anyone waiting. We're going to get straight in and bring up those bans, and we'll have a discussion on what we think is going to be the picks. So no Dust 2, no Nuke.
Yep.
No real surprises there for me. Kev, you had a sigh. What's going on over there?
I said because this means that we could see Vertigo for the first time in this tournament, and we know that both teams actually do like playing it. Look, Tyloo, they've always perma-banned Nuke. For ViCi, it actually banned Dust 2. I don't know if that's their permaban or not.
That's their permaban.
Which is pretty interesting, given that I feel like they could actually be a very strong team on Dust 2.
They've tried at points, but they were pretty inconsistent on it. Yeah, it's not a surprising first 2 bans at all. It's just a question of whether we'll see ViCi go towards that Vertigo pick like they did in Road to Rio, because we really thought that they should have been able to win that series 2-0, and they just completely capitulated on Vertigo. It was a very out of character performance. Does that affect how they think about this veto now, present day in DreamHack, or are they going to be able to recognize that they were just playing completely out of character on that series?
Well, the last 2 times these teams have played together, or played against one another rather, it's been Train Vertigo Inferno and Train Vertigo Mirage. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see one of those vetoes come through. But speaking of, let's see where we're going to be heading first here in the veto. It's Overpass. Okay, that's interesting because ViCi are so solid on that map.
No, I really, really like that pick, because you're looking at how Tyloo has been playing Overpass as of late. You think back to that Road to Rio Grand Final where they looked really... I mean, both teams looked shaky, but they looked really shaky on against Tiger. They looked like they really didn't have a lot of the fundamentals down. It's been a little while since then. They've been able... and we've even heard Jack say they've been working on their fundamentals. They've been trying to widen their map pool as they haven't been together for a team that long. So maybe there will be a little bit more depth there on Overpass, especially after losing. They're going to have gone and reviewed that map against Tiger. They're going to have to go back through some of those mistakes. So there's no way they play that weakly on Overpass again, even though it did go to OT. It's just a question of, whether it's going to be a better pick than Vertigo for ViCi.
I don't really necessarily agree with that because, I mean, yeah, one part is like, I wish they picked Vertigo because I want to see Vertigo. The other part's like, yeah, they should be able to take Overpass, because if you go by that whole circular logic of Tiger and Tyloo both look pretty bad on Overpass, ViCi look pretty good, they should take a victory, but it's been a month since then.
And by the way, I just want to point out, Tyloo's gone and picked Inferno after they got 16-9 on it, and Orman literally dropped like a 30-something bomb on them. So that's pretty interesting as well, before they would have gone for that train pick or something. So something weird's happened. These maps are completely changing around. It's a completely opposite veto to last time.
Could be
Sorry, you're saying it's something weird, and we need to check what the next 2 bans are to see if we go to a third map where we're going to be playing it at. So let's bring those up. No Train, no Vertigo. It's going to be Mirage. So I'm not too surprised, but I would have liked to see a bit of Vertigo in there.
Yeah, I think ViCi, their confidence is definitely knocked on a map like that, but they're willing to leave it in the pool. I think Tyloo is reasonable enough to recognize that they can't really repeat that same performance the way that they played Vertigo. They really just let everyone loose and let the riflers roam free and then sort of take it to ViCi when they had no pressure.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's really something that you can replicate necessarily.
The thing here, though, is that Train was actually banned out. I mean, sure, both teams are very happy to play Mirage, but you're actually banning Train, which is one of your stronger maps
And
as
then
well.
you're letting Mirage go through, which is one of ViCi's lowest win rate maps.
Yeah, which is, you kind of, the situation go, maybe Tyloo has a pretty big chance right now to take the series.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think Mirage is very, very shaky for ViCi. In saying that, though, these two teams have played against each other on Mirage about 1,000,000 times.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see that Mirage was let through in the end. I still don't know why ViCi's gone and taken Train out there. Hope that maybe they were hoping for that Vertigo, thinking that Tyloo would pick into that and it'd play into their favor. But Tyloo fully realized, hey, ViCi's Mirage does not look great. Why the hell would we go to Vertigo when we're gifted this opportunity?
I think statistically it doesn't look great, but they definitely know how to play the map. It's just a question of them realizing that potential, and I think a lot of that will rely on players like Zoking and Kaze having a good performance. It's going to be down to the aggressive riflers really getting in the face of Tyloo on that T side. It's going to be down to individuals again for ViCi, because it's what lets them down against Tyloo time and time again.
Well, it's Overpass to kick things off as well. We will be going straight into the map very shortly, and I'm excited to see where we go, you know, because it could be anyone's ballgame. ViCi is so strong on it, but from what we've seen from Tyloo, their aim can carry them through any map at this point.
It's going to have to. I mean, if you look at how ViCi likes to approach things on Overpass, it's going to be very heavily towards that B-bomb site, so they'll need the aim to lock that down.
Well, we are about to get into the second series of the night. It's going to be Overpass to kick things off. You've got Pilski and Karath to bring you all the action. Boys, enjoy it. I'll see you soon.
I'm just wondering from that opening clip in Overpass, I know we're going to the pistol round, but that's very reminiscent of Cold Zero getting that triple spray down at IM Sydney 2017. I don't know if that was the actual clip or not. So, anyway.
I remember, Kevin. Well, Tyloo, they're going to start off on this CT side. ViCi going to get rolling on this T side. Taking things slow at the moment, just milling around the playground, having fun. Which, ironically, was kind of the key to Tyloo beating them in Road to Rio last time.
Just have some fun, Fivehead.
Just, you know, relax, guys. Just go shoot them. Lol.
I mean, it's always been a pet saying of mine. It never wasn't utility that ever won games. It's actually just the ability to aim. So, look, a bit of a split approach from ViCi.
They're going to creep down the ladder, start making their way through Connector. As you do see Jam Young, he's taking that long A control with a P250 in armor. Little bit of pressure towards Party from Allman, and you're seeing ViCi slowly creeping their way around. Keen to see where the end of this round will be heading as they pressure Summer off of short, keeping Tyloo honest, limiting the information they have, throwing a lot of utility actually over here to B, and Kaze's going to make his way through the monster pit, but he cops a counter flash from somebody, but ViCi, they're on a roll straight into this A-bomb site.
Yep, it's all up to Dan King to hold it. Of course, it's Dan King that opens up affairs like that. Zoking as well doesn't have the body armor, so I mean, look at Dan King. He's still fighting, he's still swinging, he's got his teammates with him now, so he's going to be much more confident in doing so as well, as he is just leading people left, right, and center at this stage. Finally, Zoking strikes, but it's all down to Advent. Position's been compromised as well, so you're expecting the double swing to come out, but the double swing isn't coming out. That's the problem. Finally, it's Attacker that closes it up, because that was starting to look a little bit dicey for Tyloo. If they just kept strafing individually into Advent's crosshair, you could see him maybe pulling off a nigh impossible clutch.
Yeah, he didn't have any armor there, but yeah, he was definitely connecting a lot of those headshots in quick succession there, Kev. Unfortunately, though, a little bit too much pressure left on Advent's shoulders to clutch that one out from long 8.
That's a good start for Dan King as well, which is always a good sign for Tyloo and a bad sign for ViCi.
Yep, I'd agree.
They're forcing up.
Yep, it's a force for ViCi. Actually, a pretty solid one. Imagine losing the round and then getting 3 kills, an AK armor, and UMP.
UMP, though, no head armor on Advent, who's decided probably to sack a bit of his economy to give that AK over to the superstar and Jam Young.
Worth. Why wouldn't you? Eyes on Attacker, a very important player for Tyloo. As of late, and in the series they played against ViCi, this guy was absolutely on fire.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes he starts off quiet, and then he just looks at himself and goes, I'm Attacker. I could just kill people. Why don't I just do that?
delete. He is a player who I don't think has, one of those 10 keyless keyboards or anything like that, or at least the very small version of the keyboard, because he is someone who definitely takes his hand off the mouse and just starts mashing that delete button every time someone comes on his screen.
He's going to be out of the action for now. It looks like ViCi going to be grouping up near bathroom. Only Summer really here to contest it at close range for now with the UMP.
So a slow creeping approach through the map from ViCi, but they're going to run into Summer any second now. He's pressured towards bathroom, stuck in between a rock and a hard place, completely surrounded by T's.
I don't know if he's aware, but Danking's actually able to deflect one arm of the aggression, which is absolutely big. They're behind the smoke, trying to flush him out as Danking's just solos holding onto this bomb site at the moment. The rest of the guys are just trying to figure out, okay, where's this UMP player? Summer's just managed to get out of there alive, and Advent's just going, what the hell's going on? Of course, there's somebody that goes down because somebody wants a kill. It's going to be Summer that cleans up, but Danking, that's the way to open things up for Tyloo, only losing a single gun.
It's just demolition. It's just Danking taking matters into his own hands, playing off of the fact that Summer's being focused down by all of ViCi. They're trying to surround him. They're trying to swarm in, but essentially at that point, he's just bait. He's got a UMP and armor running around like a madman's in bathrooms, and Danking, the real threat, is just swinging on those long angles through Divider with that M4 and absolutely demolishing ViCi.
And already some early utility damage being copped by ViCi as they try to break through that incendiary grenade. We see this so much now being thrown as a CT default to force the Ts to use either utility to get out or to tank damage. One's already gone down, Orman falling over in that short position, as now it looks like the crossfire is being set up from unders as well as bathroom, and Summer's just coming out at the perfect time. Bomb's been lost and Summer's just fighting it. He's going to clean it up. Yes, it's an anti-eco, but nevertheless still impressive, looking clean and collected.
Now ViCi's first chance to put a proper buy together here. 5 rifles, no AWP. Really keeping eye on these B site defenders for Tyloo. ViCi very much favors going towards the B site pretty heavily on this map. Mostly slow standard defaults from ViCi thus far though.
Look at Tyloo, look what they've done.
4 players over in this part of the map. Danking full confidence on top of Party, and why wouldn't you? He's connecting absolutely every bullet without any weapon.
He's gone in Jam Young as well. Oh my goodness.
Smoke.
Yes, Summer goes down, but already at this stage, it's just gone from bad to worse, as we all say. Advent, don't know if he glimpsed out attacker's arm.
He's definitely seen him. Look at him going in. Orman actually punishing the peak in towards Fountain side. And there's the wide swing from Orman in a second for him, as ViCi very quickly turning this around. And now walking their way back through spawn slowly. He's pushed all the way up here. Nice off angle for the man. Should bear fruit for him.
Yep, that's the bomb loss as well, so Danking should be able to rotate across. As Advent looking to challenge the angle, not going to work out for him. So Tyloo, great start, a good little comeback from Orman and Advent, but it's not enough as Tyloo are just stringing these rounds together on the CT side.
Bit of a gamble stack towards the A side of the map, but when it works, it looks great. Speaking of looking great, Danking is on a tear so far on Overpass, and if there's anything scary about facing a good CT sided Overpass, it's when your primary AWP player is really feeling it. So many avenues and opportunities for aggression on this map. Not only just over towards that A side of the map, Danking's the kind of player that if he's feeling it, he can go aggressive anywhere. Nowhere is safe.
Yeah, Summer just dry swinging unders gets punished for that. So at the very least, finally ViCi have the numbers advantage.
For what feels like the first time, and now they're starting to pressure slowly off of that short B angle. Limit the information that Tyloo's able to have access to. Oh my god, the spam. Straight through the wood wall there onto Zoking.
Somebody just, he's been out in the open a couple of rounds in a row. That's going to leave the B site susceptible, as now looks like the pressure's going to come forward as slowly it's going to be mollied off. Can't really connect the shots for now, as ViCi are beginning the pincer strike. Attackers come forward, but still slowly manage to bring it back. They are going to go for the bomb plant, but Jam Young is so low on HP. Smoke's going to be fading soon as well. Dan King's pushing forward. It's all up to Jamyong on site. 7 HP. No hope in hell whatsoever.
What happened to that round for ViCi?
Yeah, they just don't commit onto the bomb site fast enough. And Tyloo are there, ready with rifles, swinging out.
A little bit too hesitant.
Dan
ViCi
King's just...
Gaming, they're looking scared.
I mean, when Dan King is just going that, he's just swinging right now. What can you do?
Never stop. Never stop swinging. He's in the prime of his life.
Yeah, I mean, for ViCi at this stage, it's just they're not getting these entries. They're not getting to the trades. They're looking a little bit hesitant at the moment, even though they're able to get a few kills here and there.
Fast Smokes onto Bathroom. Trying to put some pressure on some of these CT players. That's definitely going to work. Helps out when Zoking's able to find that kill. But Summer cleaning up this part of the map is really going to limit how much fake potential ViCi has with that utility and with those fights.
And Tyloo just going, yep, there's a pistol player here. Let's just keep swinging. That's just pretty much the story right now. Tyloo, it's just how hard can we swing until we get punished for it?
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I think what rewards that even further is just when you're ahead on the CT side, there's no, like, you're not scared of anything, right? You have the money to fall back on. Sure, if you're broke and if Tyloo's completely broke and they're not ahead and they are running in like madmen like this, it's, you know, it's less bravery and more stupidity. But when you're ahead and you have some fallback, what's wrong with getting in your opponent's face and putting them off kilter? You know, it's like
King. I like that.
Yeah.
You don't rate it?
Yeah. Not bad.
He's got a pretty good rating. Pretty good player at this game. Clicks mouse 1, deletes his opponents. Not bad.
Good size. Again, it's a 4-man setup towards this part of the map for Tyloo. 2 players in connector. Dan King trying to play from Divider, and Summer's just solo long. And they're playing full retake on that B bomb site. And that's usually where ViCi tend to trend, at least against other opponents on this map. So it's interesting to see them lead so heavily towards this A side of the map. Dan King getting pressured off of Divider by multiple players. But like we said, Tyloo has these players in towards connector. But Zoking, a double spray down for him.
Yep. And he's actually also spotted out Dan King at the moment. So Dan King's time might be numbered at the moment, as there is going to be one slowly lurking forward onto him. But Dan King's able to pick up both, as he's just so clued on. Oh my goodness, he just turns it completely on its head. And Orman, this is all down to timing at the moment between Orman and Summer. Summer's just going in for the knife. Nope. Looks like Orman, he's checking his flank. Doesn't matter. Summer's kept the gun out. And once again, just an impeccable CT half so far. As once again, it's just Dan King, an attacker, really closing out that round.
And look, I hate to say it, but it really, this game is very much just Tyloo playing with no pressure. It's an upper bracket game. They're just getting in the face of ViCi Gaming and completely playing with them.
Fast B-site take, potentially. First thing that's actually worked, because Slowly's blinded out in the open, and they're on the bomb site.
It's gone reasonably well for ViCi, but now is where Tyloo start to claw back a couple of frags, start to shut this down before it gets too out of hand. And that would have been the critical kill to sort of topple things before the last 2 rotations come in, but Tyloo's just got on top of that in time.
They're just too strong. They're just winning the aim deals at the moment. Sure, you have Tech 9s flooding the bomb site, not really like AK-47s, but...
The problem is with Tyloo, right? This is just a roster of 5 players who can all multi-frag you. And you know, it's one thing for that to happen on paper, but then in the server when it's happening, it just feels hopeless.
Yeah, I mean, there has been no answer so far. We're talking about Jamyong really being the impact player and maybe Kaze as well. They haven't really done anything so far, not really been given the chances to be honest.
I wouldn't say that. I would not say that they're the impact players. I think Jamyong and Kaze, look, they're having a rough start, but it's T-side Overpass. It's one of these maps where you can very much get shut out of the game. That's one thing. The players that I feel like need to make the difference, because I feel like Jamyong and Kaze are going to give you a pretty consistent level of performance no matter what. They're going to be able to at least hold their own. But you need to see your Ormans and your Zokings really stepping up, because this has always been the problem in this matchup between Tyloo and between ViCi. Tyloo have always had the more consistent, better individual players. And when you're talking about a game of CS that gets devolved because of how Tyloo plays it into basically a fist fight, Tyloo's always faster, better, stronger. And that's always the problem with this swatch up for ViCi.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Summer and Attacker, and you just rarely think of times that they fail. So
Except
many
when
games,
they go
yeah.
into international.
Yeah, well, that's a different ballgame, right? This is their domestic rivalry, so... And this is a new look Tyloo as well. Going to be really keen to see how they perform against international teams, but, I mean, let's bring it back a little bit here. Pause time's over.
Yeah, there really needs to be a reply from ViCi sooner or later, because this is very much getting out of hand. Not only is Tyloo's economy completely out of control at this point, but they're looking to get double digits, and it doesn't even feel like they're about to hit 10. It feels like they're about to hit 10 rounds before this game's been going for 10 minutes.
I mean, it's just the tried and tested setup once again over at the A bomb site. You've got your Dan King over in bathrooms. You've got Summer looking to hold on from this tree position, but he's pretty much one and done at this stage. As Kaze's brought the AWP out, he gets the trade.
Finally, there's a punish for ViCi. These setups that Tyloo are running, they're not... these are not normal setups, you know? The way that they're playing is very much like individuals playing by themselves. When you've got Summer out on an island towards long, these are the kind of things that ViCi need to punish. But as soon as that fight comes out, you see the push into short B. Tyloo, as soon as they lose one part of the map, there's an instant response. They're staying active, they're staying aggressive, and you can see it slowly. Again, he's pushed through Monster and got full information here.
And the question is whether or not he's heard. I don't know if you can actually hear the T's dropping down or not. And sure, they suspect that maybe there's someone here. You can see Jam Young's clearing it, but slowly he's got the A4 out, ready to fight it. Avon's going to be coming in from the short pipe. It's been heard out. Slowly, he's too low on HP. He's trying to challenge at least a single angle, but Kaze, oh my goodness! He's going to drop the incendiary grenade on Kaze's foot. It does a little bit of damage, which is good for him. Now somebody... He's mainly been deleted so far on the first contact, but he's finally able to win an aim deal on Kaze. Is trying to fight it out, trying to make his way into the side as somebody just holds down the W button.
W and mouse one. Easy peasy. Tyloo, 9-0. Incredible start for them on their opponent's map pick. ViCi, so much loss bonus that they're just going to keep buying Scouts, Galils, AKs, full utility. But nothing's working for them, and if they even needed an excuse to lose these aim duels due to the inferior weaponry, they're already doing it when they've got full AKs, when they've got access to everything that they need. Now try and take a duel against Summer when you've got a Galil. Good luck, mate.
I mean, just look at these setups from Tyloo. Every single time you're just looking and just going, they're not playing default at all. These guys are just...
The approach from Tyloo is literally like, you are not getting to the bomb site.
And somebody's gone, all right, A4 spray is a little bit all right, so let's just pick up the AWP. Holding Monster, trying to duel it out against Orman. Zoking tries to challenge the angle, and Attacker just peeks in at the right time.
Got the re-peek!
He's trying to hit him with the re-peek. Slowly he's pushed through. It's just Tyloo's just holding mouse one at the moment and W, and it's just ViCi are forced to go to the other side. That's where Tan King and Summer is.
It's just disrespect.
Oh no, not like this.
They're
King's
not letting ViCi play their game.
And yes, there is a guy...
letting ViCi play CS.
And yes, you've got Jam Young sniping up long, but you can see Attacker's got an idea that maybe someone's over here already, and you can see his gun barrel's been spotted out. So even a tiny window where maybe ViCi can exploit in such a dire situation, it's closed before they can even do anything. It's not a question of how many cards they can get, it's a question of who in Tyloo gets the kill.
I don't know what to tell you, boys. I do not know what to tell you. This is not what I expected.
I mean, this is semi what I expected.
We all predicted that I think we all predicted Tyloo would win, right?
I can't remember my prediction anymore. I don't know. Maybe we can get production to remind us. Who knows? Remind us forgetful little casters.
Poor Kevin. Can't remember which Counter-Strike
All I
team
just
he
knew
likes.
was, like, I looked at this matchup and I went China #1, and that's pretty much it, right? It doesn't matter who wins at this stage. It's going to be a Chinese team in the grand finals.
Yeah, that's something to be happy about. Except if you're a fan of Thai CS like me.
And you can see once again, it's just Summer attacking. Danking holding his flank, and yep, finally Orman gets 2 picks. Excellent, picks up the AWP. Bit of a chance, but he has to go back for the bomb. And Tyloo, you can already see slowly, he's just pushing again. Because why not?
Because he knows where the opponent is, but it's just funny.
So normally most people would probably stop about a little bit further back, but he's just continually pushing. Closes out the round from there, no chance for Orman whatsoever. As the net was just encroaching. 11 rounds now, and you have to say that a lot of these rounds just haven't really looked close at all for ViCi.
I haven't been close.
This is a little bit, how to say, as we finally go into the first tactical timeout called from ViCi Gaming, it's painful. We were expecting a closer matchup, not this.
How do you say 11-0 in Chinese?
11.
Oh,
I can tell you it sounds about as good in Chinese as it does in English, which is if you're on the 0 side, it is absolutely terrible.
Oh boy. There's just been nothing for ViCi. Essentially, if I was to describe how this half has been going, it's that gif of the oblong, of the rectangle-shaped man with a weird head, and he's got a stick, and he's just poking the ViCi Gaming logo, going, "Do something."
I mean, they're trying to take these aim deals, but how do you do it when he's just pushing through a Molotov, he's just got another kill. Excellent. Then Summer just smokes him off. You can say that this is relentless aggression from Tyloo, but they're changing it up in a way that everyone's back is still covered. Summer's changing up a different lookup once again. This is a really dirty angle. Jam Young, he's reading the situation, but he just can't win it. And Summer's just still dueling. Normally you see him fall back. He's just swinging out. Kaze can't land the shots. Can we just go to the next map already? I think this is a bit over.
Go next. Hit the fast forward button.
Like, this is painful. I don't really want to watch the rest of the Overpass. We're saying ViCi is a strong team that we can see executes coming out, but they're not allowed into staging areas of A site. Not even allowed into short. Dirty water. Yes, it is dirty. Do you know why? Because you have all Tyloo fighting it.
Then Orman gets a few exits and ViCi loses the round.
And you can still recover the bomb, maybe use the AWP, but he still needs to find 3 picks at the moment.
Oh, you're still talking about the round?
A little bit. You have to give him at least something, right? He's really been the only one performing so far for ViCi.
Exit fragger extraordinaire, unfortunately, has been the tail.
Yep, that's the opposite side, so he's just looking to carry the AWP into the next round.
He's pointing to the next map, I think, at this point.
I don't think they're having any fun in Playground at the moment. Not anymore, Mitch. Well, saying in the pistol round, maybe they're going to have a bit of a blast, but it's definitely Tyloo that have just come out swinging.
If ViCi were that slide, they would be almost at the bottom at this point. Rock bottom.
Definitely not an enjoyable slide ride, that's for sure, in this case for ViCi.
Have you gone to the playground and tried to ride one of those slides as an adult? Not as fun as I remember.
That's still pretty fun occasionally. But, I mean, this is just confidence players coming out from Summer. 21 HP. Yep, no worries. I'll just keep peeking.
Yeah, I mean, we've established this. Tyloo just relentless re-peaks. They're not being punished for it. Okay, so far so good. It's 1 minute 40 and ViCi still have 5 players alive. There's a chance, Kev.
This went until about 1 minute 20. And the whole thing here for ViCi, at the very least, they're trying to take a tactical approach into this. They're trying to make sure, all right, let's try to take these territories which we know maybe that Tyloo are fighting and try to get through it unscathed. Let's use numbers if we're suspecting an AWP or rifle is being set up. And you can see once again, slow claw through unders.
Making their way around. Tyloo used a hell of a lot of utility at the start of the round, anticipating a B push from ViCi. Didn't eventuate into anything. Instead, it was just a slow 1-3-1 walking up connector.
At least
now, sorry, they're regrouping over here towards the A side of the map, and it's a flash onto Divider. Straight through the wall.
Yep. So Jam Young just takes a stray shot from Dan King all the way back at near A site. Smoke and boost.
Divider.
Yeah. Now, the question is Summer going to push this? That's not even a question. He's going to push it.
It's just a statement. Danking's edging forward. Then you've got Attacker back at the truck. And you got somebody with full information at short B.
Excellent. He's been flashed forward and he still gets a double kill. Great flash from DanKing. You could see that he was wanting to push in, and DanKing now jump up as well.
And just look at the instant push from somebody into connector.
Attacker, though, caught out in the open. At least Kaze's able to punish him. And this is finally a round where it's a little bit more open. They're going to go for the bomb plant on truck, which is probably the best position right now, as they have lost that flank control. Looks like ViCi looking to fight jump up, and they're going to make it work to perfection. Somebody trying to wrangle that spray back. Can't seem to connect onto Orman for now. It's all down to Kaze, but the bomb's not really planted for him at this stage, and DanKing spotted him out. Flashbang comes forward. DanKing cleans up. Even the best case scenario there, they just don't have any control. They can't land the shots. And Tyloo, two rounds away from making it a perfect half.
I mean, if ViCi had more than 3 players alive before they were making their way to the bomb site, maybe there's a chance there.
Yeah, just get into the bomb site with everyone alive. Just avoid DanKing and maybe someone that's pushing you. I think you're making it sound a little bit too easy at this stage, as they might be testing the B waters this time around. Jamryung's already taken a lot of damage. Summer's just pushing again.
He's right up
and Kaze's been legged out. Somebody takes him down because, yep, sure, why not? And Summer's just pushed all the way around, and Jamryung's going to be, hey, that's a cool timing. He finally wins something. Finally something works for ViCi.
Unfortunate timing there for Summer.
But you have to give ViCi something. You can't get unlucky all the time.
I don't think it's luck, really, at this point. You got somebody like very clearly running at you, pushing you around repeatedly. Essentially, it's a case of Tyloo's bullying ViCi and ViCi's just taking it. There's no reply from them. It's a round with an opportunity to do it. At least it's even stakes as they make their way into bathroom. And they had, I would say, success on that A bomb site in the last round, coming into it in a 3-on-5 and almost putting it into an even stake. Actually, they might have even been 3v2 at one point.
Yeah, but they still have to navigate through DanKing, who's got the AWP at a tight angle. He's got incendiary grenades and flashbangs to use, and it looks like they are peeking. Oh, I have to say, straight into his crosshair. Finally, they managed to get the timing onto DanKing. Not an easy thing to do. A chance now to take the first round on the T side.
No longer a donut, I'm thinking. More of a breadstick in the scoreline for ViCi.
I mean, you're hoping it's not going to be a donut, because the retake definitely is going to commence from Tyloo. 2 members low. They're still going to commit on this, though. Slowly. True to his namesake. Very slow to rotate over for this retake. Very scared of the flank. We're just waiting for the flashbang to come out at the moment. Or are they going to be dry committing? No smokes to play with, so they just have to fight this out.
I don't think there's time to go for this. You're looking at someone like Zoking is anti on that angle.
Taking a little bit too long. Maybe looking just to do some damage at this stage. Any guns that they can take off their opponent's hands, which is pretty good.
Actually, every kill that they get is very relevant. If you look at the money of ViCi, they do not have the cash to reinvest. So I think that's what Tyloo was going for there.
Yeah, coming into the final round as well of the half. At least ViCi get one. That's something. So it looks like your advice worked. You poked him with the stick. They did something.
They have the stick as their score. I gave them the stick.
Excellent. But if they can make it into 2, maybe they can try and make something happen. Sometimes we've seen crazier things in Counter-Strike. That's all I'm saying. Once again, it's going to be utility used over at the A bomb site. Summer, though, not pushing in this time around.
Double setup towards long this time around. Summer's going to play at the bike while DanKing hops on the flower bed. Ollie into divider, smoke onto front bathroom as ViCi make their way through here, start to clear out connector. Problem is, if they don't make sure that they cover off long for the foreseeable future, they could be in a position where you're going to see Summer come through with a late flank or something of that nature. Quick smokes onto the A site though.
Might just be a fast commitment with no information at the moment. Try to overwhelm DanKing before he can get set up into a position. You can see somebody as well. He's rotated up from the B bomb site. And now, yes, they've got A site control. but Danking's just staying hidden at long. Gets the first pick. Sure, the bomb plant goes down, but where'd you fight now from ViCi Gaming?
Yeah, they've kind of got a soft contain on them with these players towards long. Jamyoung's did a good job of taking out somebody though, and now Tyloo coming in from long and CT spawn for this retake.
Great crossfire at jump up as well as Kaze. Just going to stay hidden at Truck, and that's a perfect crossfire working out. It's all down to attacker at the moment. Doesn't know there's one at Truck for some reason. He's going to drop the smoke onto the bomb. But still, too many members to fight. There it is, the half. At least ViCi scrounge up 2. We're going to a short halftime break. Can ViCi come back, or is Tyloo going to seal it off? We'll find out just after the break.
Let me get you alone. I've got a little place in mind. Let me take you alone. There's gonna be a space and time. Let me get you alone. I've got a little place in mind. Let me take you alone. There's gonna be a space and time.
Pressure's rising deep inside it. Feel the tension. There is so much you do to me. I could mention, but I won't. I'm high, sparks fly, even when I touch your shoulder. I feel your heartbeat, and I wanna take you over. I wanna take you. There's something taking over me. Lust, what it is, what it is, what it is, what lust, what it is, what it is.
Almost an impeccable half coming out from Tyloo at this stage. They do drop 2 at the end. ViCi giving themselves at least a little bit of a round buffer to try to play with the CT side, but still a very, very big wall for them to overcome. So into the pistol round we go, as it looks like Tyloo going to be splitting their forces, just like what we saw from ViCi in their pistol round.
Taking their time moving through the map. You got ViCi set up towards long A at this point pretty heavily and going for that boost or playing retake on the B-bomb site. So there won't be any action for quite a while. Similarly, Tyloo just very, very slowly making their way up and down the ladder. No pun intended.
Oh, it looks like eventually there's going to be a B-side split, but Tyloo just going to be taking their time, just clearing out a couple of corners, maybe making a bit of noise as well. Trying to fake something to A? Nope. Out comes the utility on the B side. Out comes the flood. And here we go. Out comes the execute as well. Ormond, though, unsmoked off, ready to fight this at long range alongside with Advent. As Advent's able to get one and slide away. You can see slowly looking to pressure the situation, pushing into CT, but there's two people waiting for him at the moment, so he's going to ask for reinforcements, but Zoking's in a position that's able to do some damage. And Dan King's been smoked off, has to try to fight it out with Summer, but they've got the weapons for it. They've got the P250s as well. Crossfire is going to begin right now, but the CT is going to try to overwhelm them, and it should work out because Dan King's caught in no man's land right now. Has to hit some heroic shots. It's not going to work out because eventually ViCi will be able to have the numbers to overwhelm the site holders.
I mean, to say that that pistol was important is an understatement. Obviously, they're probably quickly going to lose the map if they don't pick it up. So, one of the many necessities that ViCi needed there will be secured by them. Let's see if Tyloo are going to go for some kind of a force post that bomb plant.
Important that Zoking's able to get those 2 kills there to try to contain the pressure into CT spawn or into CT corridor.
Interesting approach from Tyloo. No forced buy, just 5 deagles across the board. Looking to inflict some damage. The idea is they want 2 to 3 kills on the CT side, so that when they force the reinvestment from ViCi next round, and they'll be able to get AKs, armor, and full utility, and essentially have a better buy than their opponents. So, Tyloo very slowly moving through the map, seeing if they can find any of the CTs getting over aggressive, find an easier kill. Just obtaining map control the old-fashioned way.
Indeed, you said slowly moving through the map, as he's going to be making point over in bathrooms. And Zoking's going to get the first spray down. Really good trigger discipline as well to make sure he stays alive. But it's just individual peaks coming out from Tyloo. Not even a single shot landed on Zoking so far.
Yeah, the Shadow really doing him a lot of favours there on the bathrooms entrance. Allowed him to be ready for multiple players peeking into his line and looking pretty cruisy here for ViCi.
Yeah, very clean round. Keeping 5 guns alive. It's going to be good. Tyloo, though, will be able to buy up a few AK-47s now, though.
Summer going for that light armor means that he's going to be a little bit lighter on the utility come the gun round.
Yeah, don't you know, though, utility never killed anyone. But he's bought a little bit too much, so has to go with the Glil. Uh-oh.
Oh, he's chosen to do that. Chose to get the light armor. He's paid the price for it. He has to use the atrocity of a weapon that is the Glil. Actually, Zoking going aggressive up towards party side. Tyloo walking through unders with 3 players. ViCi, they're burning through a lot of utility early on towards short B, towards Monster.
Zoking's actually in the perfect position at the moment over at party. He's going to keep hidden for now. Going to be using some of that trigger discipline, but he can only get 1, unfortunately, before he's traded out.
How has that only come down to a 1-for-1? Well, off the back of that, ViCi going to make the push up to the flower pot. Kaze taking point. Ormond's got a flash for him. Whenever they're feeling like it, Kaze can be sent out there to make something happen. It's all going to be a matter of timing for ViCi. Kaze's actually crab walking out on the angle, looking for information.
Summer's got the M4 in hand, retrieved from the dead body of Zoking. It's just going to be a patience game from both sides, and it looks like Kaze is going to come out on the receiving end this time around. So Ormond, I don't think a map's going to help at the situation.
Oh.
That's going to help.
So pointed him in the right direction of Summer's position, but he's going to have to navigate his way into getting a 3K, or this A-bomb site will definitely be lost.
Unfortunately, the Shadow has been spotted out, so a 3 for 2. They're just going to tap it for now. Dan King going to get in a better position, but Advent's managed to sneak out, managed to make this into a doable situation. He's going to be running amok, but it's slowly lining it up as the CTs get on the same angle. So Tyloo take the first gun round. At the very least, ViCi have a bit of money if they do decide to force buy into this, and I say a force buy because Jam Young's money is not looking too good.
Yeah, he's got 3.4, but they definitely need to buy here, ViCi. They inflicted a fair bit of damage on that T economy, taking 3 guns away from them. So there is potential for them to break Tyloo's money, at least for a single save, if they win this round. End of the day, though, Kev, it's 14-4. Comebacks are very, very hard to complete on the CT side. in the current state of the economy for CSGO. And 10-round deficit, it's just not a realistic expectation here for ViCi. So I think really the name of the game is to get some of these players warmed up, get their confidence rolling and the momentum rolling so that they can bring it into the next map.
100%. Any rounds that they can get at the moment is going to be absolutely critical. So that's a great flick coming out from slowly as well towards the end. Nothing you can really do as Jam Young. So ViCi have opted to pick up that AWP and Kaze. As an unders boost works out perfectly right now for ViCi as they're able to knock one out. And Advent also comes in, but with only a FAMAS, means a one and done. Still a 2-on-3, favouring ViCi at this stage. The bomb has been dropped over at that short water position. Or should I say 2-on-4. Zoking's on 4 HP, but is still alive.
3 players leaning heavily over towards this B side of the map. This mid-round boost could definitely give Tyloo the advantage, but spotted out by Jam Young.
Oh, it gets
Careful,
away.
Easy there. Smoke onto bridge. Tyloo sort of milling around. Nice jump off the side of the pipe so that somebody can clear that angle. Jam Young on a bit of an off angle. Orman as well, playing towards this bridge side with the A1Ss.
Flashbang is going to go a little bit too deep and give away the location on one of them. And you can see that somebody is going to be able to peek out and find a single shot. But that's a sharp one from Zoking, though. It's going to call the rotation from Kaze as well. His attacker's trying to click on the head, but it should be Zoking coming out on top. He's on 1 HP, staying alive. He's not even going to risk it, you can see. He had a chance.
Fighting them with a FAMAS from heaven with 4 HP. I mean, it worked.
Yep. And that's the most important thing. If it works, you need to get some confidence back into your game coming into Inferno. And sometimes that's all the difference. If Tyloo was able to close this out, 16-2, 16-1, you can feel so oppressed coming into Inferno. You haven't really been able to hit your shots. You're not really confident coming into the next map. But now you're at least landing some shots. You're getting some confidence up there. You're going, Tyloo's starting to call up as well. We're not too scared anymore.
Here it is, though. ViCi. Previous gun round took 3 guns off of Tyloo. They have won this gun round previous as well. So last 2 rounds have sort of accumulated in Tyloo having to take a save in this round. So name of the game for ViCi here really is just, oh my god, just avoid Dan King. That's the name of the game. Don't go anywhere near this man.
Yeah, he's got a deagle in hand. Normally the people say, dangerous man, a lot of money in his pocket. In this case, he's got a deagle in hand, so I don't know what's more dangerous sometimes.
$700 pistol. Little bit OP, if you ask me.
Dan King's got the AWP.
Yeah.
He's just opting to use the deagle. Oh my goodness, you could see him hitting it almost, and Orman's managed to wrap around. So, look, unfortunately, Summer was unable to cover that off.
End of the day, though, it's job done on this eco for Tyloo. Already taking 2 guns off of ViCi. Even just 1 more kill would be extremely hard for ViCi to recover from. Tyloo, they need 2 to close it. And if the one that they do win breaks the CT economy, all the easier for them.
Great thing, though. Summer's actually in the position to potentially get the bomb plant down as well, but he might challenge an angle, and I think Orman's holding that, so there it is.
Don't think he's heard Summer.
No, but we'll be able to push out wide enough as Summer does not get into the cover of truck.
All right. 4.5k on a bunch of these Tyloo players means that this will be a little bit light on the util. Imagine just threading the bullet at that range perfectly into the head of Kaze while your teammate dances around in front of you trying to pick up an M4 like a massive derp.
Yeah, it's just a aim trainer right there. Kovacs, what can you say?
All reflex.
Gun
Yeah.
rounds coming out.
It's another 1-3-1. Walking through connector with 3 players here.
Look at Orman, though. Look at the position he's in. Definitely can be a threat.
Kaze is on a very aggressive line towards long A here. Orman chooses his timing correctly, which he will. Ooh, the trigger discipline as well. This is a 25 bullet M4A1S.
He's trying to find more. He's going to push forward, but just the rate of fire and the reactions from Tyloo a little bit too strong. Once again, a case of slowly takes 44 points of damage. I felt like I've seen this one before. Getting a sense of deja vu right now.
Interesting that Kaze in that position opts to fall all the way back when he had a very deep line. Choosing to play it safer. Some info. Soaking being flashed onto the line in bathroom, but the rest of Tyloo grouping up towards long A progression smoke. Down the end of long. Blocks off the vision for ViCi.
Kaze jump spotting. Might be able to see a little bit, but I think Attack has also spotted something as well. But 25 seconds left. Surely the rotations will be coming out from ViCi at this stage back onto the A bomb site. Oh, those flashbangs though from Advent blind out Zoking, which means Summer's able to get the entry. 10 seconds left. Summer's on a roll right now. Definitely a roll because he's just pushed all of ViCi out of the A bomb site. Slowly, at the end of the day, we'll have a cameo appearance, but it's really just a Summer show, which is ironic considering it is winter over here, but it is summer over there.
I'm freezing, mate. Nah, you cannot be flashing Zoking in a situation like that. It's unforgivable.
Yep. And from that situation is just the Summer attack train.
This just hasn't been a map, has it?
At the very least, ViCi have been able to get a couple of rounds to the end of their own T half and a few on the CT side. Look, as long as you get something working for them, but Jam Young will say...
Interestingly enough, I mean, it is actually Jam Young and Kaze having a very lackluster performance in this one. But what do you... I don't know, like, how can you even quantify that when you've been getting absolutely pummeled all game long? I mean, if your initial tactics aren't working, players like Jam Young and Kaze aren't going to be allowed to have impact. Kaze's not going to have the money to be able to get the AWP half the time. And someone like Jam Young really relies on the mid to late round impact being made by his teammates so that he can really play to his strengths. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm making excuses for them. But, end of the day, it is what it is. I don't think individual frags have really been the issue for ViCi. It's just Tyloo fragging across the board to an extremely high level, and ViCi have struggled to deal with it. But now, you know, you do start to see some of the individuals stepping up and trying to do something about it. A bye like this is going to be extremely hard to win, but that's a very necessary start to the round. Getting a one-man advantage.
Problem is, though, that Tyloo's actually gambled correctly here. They managed to find their opening into the B bomb site just at the right time. Advent's dropping utility, but he's just by himself on the B bomb site. You can see ViCi all grouped up over at Long A, having a bit of a party. That's not going to work out. Yes, that's a one-tap. It wasn't a headshot, so not that impressive. Let's be realistic.
Either way, though, Summer up close towards this ABC position. It's a pretty decent post plant for Tyloo. Going to be extremely hard for ViCi to come in and try to win this one. At least Zoking has a kit, but he's flanking from Monster side, so if he goes down, that kit may never make it to the bomb site.
Yeah, and players are slowly starting to get knocked back. It's all up to Jam Young at the moment, but there's a triple crossfire. 16-6 going to be the scoreline for map number 1. We're going for a short break. We'll be back with the post-map analysis.